100 Heartbeats really was a mission of mine my whole life. It was to tell the intimate journey of a species facing extinction and the heroes of conservation trying to save it. So we did that for the book, the 100 Heartbeats book. We spent a year traveling around the world for the documentary for MSNBC. So tonight is a celebration of our work to breathe life into 100 Heartbeats. The idea of 100 Heartbeats is the ultimate club you don't want to join, because if you join, you're 100 life forms away from extinction.
Tonight it was really our pleasure to be able to host Jeff Corwin's event and raise awareness about our environment.
Jeff came to MSNBC about a year ago with an idea for a project. And being a fan, I was just happy to meet him. And after he told us what the project was, I turned to Scott Hooker, my partner, and we said, it's too big a project, it's too big. And about a week ago, he did it. And we saw the documentary, and it's truly a phenomenal documentary. And I'm happy to say that I'm now a colleague of Jeff's, who I think is a terrific journalist, and happy that he's at MSNBC, and I would like to introduce him right now. I think this thing comes out, Mike. See your chiropractor. I'm so happy that all of you folks came out tonight to celebrate 100 Heartbeats. I can't believe this part of the journey has actually come to an end. There were times when we were filming the documentary and times when I was writing the book that I was so ready for the end to come. And it was really an incredible journey. Rarely do you get a chance to tell a story like this. First, there was the opportunity to do it through the book, 100 Heartbeats, to literally travel around the world and re-explore friends from the past, tragically species that are now in the past, and then to take it to the next level and let it crystallize into a documentary. To then revisit those stories after going through my notes and working with my team to put the idea into paper and then actually see those words metamorphose into a story where we take the viewer around the world. 100 Heartbeats is a chance for us to look at these complicated, overwhelming, intimidating issues: climate change, habitat loss, environmental degradation, the unsustainable exploitation of species. To take these overwhelming concepts and tell them through the intimate story of an individual within a species that is now on the brink, that could very well slip into the precipice of extinction if it were not for a hero of conservation holding them back by the coattails.
Jeff and I are very good friends. I've known him for a number of years, and I called him up when I was on the Metro. I saw he was in town. I was like, why aren't you giving me a buzz note and getting in here for dinner? So he was kind of frantic, saying that he's been traveling so frequently and it was very difficult, and he said, I need to do my launch, my book launch and my documentary launch, and he came here and said this is the perfect place. So he said, I don't want it anywhere else in the country, I want to do it at the Occidental. It's truly remarkable, and it's kind of a bittersweet feeling that you get when you watch the documentary, because you get kind of enraged in the fact that we are destroying so many environments for these species, and we're putting them in jeopardy. But then you're warmed in a bit to know that there's so many passionate people that are working so hard. Ayrshire Farms is here tonight. Marvelous. The Gloucestershire pig, spotted pig, was down to only 200 on Earth, and they've helped rebuild their population to almost 1,000. So we have a really remarkable group of human beings here tonight.
What we like to say is that we are an old-fashioned farm in certain aspects, using the best of modern technology to help the old-fashioned methods be successful. We're organic. We were the first certified organic and certified humane farm in Virginia. We feel very strongly about the humane aspects of our operation, though.
We represent spirits, wine, beer from abroad, from everywhere around the world. Obviously, this evening what we're doing is representing some of the sustainable wines that we sell. biodynamically farmed vineyards around the world. One of the vineyards that we're representing tonight is Kendall Jackson. They own about 30,000 acres. Well, Kendall Jackson was the first U.S. winery to actually put aside some acreage to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Reserve. They put 700 acres aside in 2006, and basically what that is, there's some endangered species, and they're trying to protect those species. And the book that Jeff Corwin's come out with, the 100 Heartbeats, it's a great cause.
I think that what Jeff has done with this book and the documentary and the work and collaboration with MSNBC is phenomenal. The turnout has been great, and it's certainly for a worthy cause. I'm very passionate about preserving animal life and the environment in itself. I think that we need to be proactive in developing a more holistic approach in green initiatives across America, but especially in Northern Virginia. Part of my platform and vision for Northern Virginia is to make the district a model for many districts across the country.
We have lost 90% of the big fish that existed in 1960. In 40 years, all marine fish and shellfish will have collapsed unless we stop over-harvesting at breakneck speed like we are now. This is the most magnificent fish that ever lived, most highly evolved, strongest, and it's down to 3% of its 1960 abundance level.
It's great to come to a venue like this and see another book or another documentary about what we're doing to this world, and people that are getting together and trying to bring awareness to how we are slowly destroying our habitats, our seas, our environments. And as a chef in the nation's capital, and as Jim as a purveyor of fine, sustainable seafood from Alaska, I feel like we all have an obligation to do the right thing. The more that we come together as a group and tell everybody and show our kids and teach our kids about eating properly and about not going out there and destroying our environment, the better off this world's going to last.
It's the last word I'd say. It's about accountability. It's about responsibility. It's about stewardship. And tonight, everything you drank, everything you consume is organic, locally produced and consumed. The community really stepped up to bring this evening together. And it's a way for us to celebrate, but it's also a wake-up call for us to recognize what's at stake if we don't protect our environment. Ultimately, it's our children that pay the price.